Hello, everyone. Welcome to the
Hello.
stream. Happy Friday, everyone. This
Oh my
guy
gosh.
is working from home today because it is a winter wonderland outside of my house. So, yeah, we're here, and I was like, you know what? Why not go live? And also, I know we have a surprise guest. We have Taylor with us this morning.
Hey!
It was a very last minute decision. I literally texted them 30 minutes ago and was like, "Hey, you wanna hop on a live with me just for funsies?" And she was
I
like, "Let me get out
was
of bed."
I was still in bed, totally not ready at all. Got ready in like 0.2 seconds. I'm very happy to be here. I was like, oh, I'm
Yes.
already streaming. I'll just put it on while I'm getting ready for the day. And then he's like, hey guys, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm gonna stream with you is what I'm gonna do.
Period. Period. We love that. Friends that'll just hop on the internet at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
But if you saw the title of this stream, you'll know that in this stream, I am finishing draft 4 of the Ghostwriters Club. Oh, y'all. So fun story. Alyssa made me cry last night. Um, which is not surprising, I'm sure, to most of you. I'm just kidding. It was happy tears. But so Alyssa has read this story, right? She was one of my critique partners for this book, and I have been doing some pretty heavy rewrites towards the end there. And yeah, it's a nice surprise pop-up stream. So happy you were all here. But what was I saying? I lost my whole train of thought. Oh, so Alyssa has read this
Alyssa.
book, and I sent her the new epilogue that I wrote in a panic on Brielle's stream on Wednesday. And because I was just scared, I was like, one, is it too sad? And two, I was worried about it making you at the in the last minute hate a certain character that I didn't want you to hate. I wanted it, I had a reasoning for the why I did it, and I wanted to make sure it was coming across. And basically, Alyssa, we were chatting literally through Google Docs. I was finishing the read through, and she was on there reading it. And if that's ever happened to you, it's one of the scariest things because you see someone else reading it while you're looking at the document, and you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, they're reading it right now. But she said that it was a sleigh. It was confirmed to be a sleigh. And in her words, she said that this epilogue that I wrote on Wednesday is how in her opinion, the book should have ended all along. And I'm like, oh, that just made me so happy. So, epilogue is done. Now I just need to do some final little fleshing out of the chapter right before it, just to make sure that we have a nice little wind down moment before I punch you in the gut with that last epilogue chapter. So I need to at least be a little nice in this chapter to make sure that you are mentally prepared for the final chapter. You know what I'm saying? So that is my goal for this stream. And right
Woo.
as soon as we get off this stream, I will be clicking submit, sending it off to
Ah,
my editor.
that's so crazy. Oh
Uh,
my
but
god.
enough about me, Taylor. What's new with you?
Oh, just the same old, same old. I'm Taylor. If you haven't heard, these are my children right here. This is Venture Below. It's already out and available on Amazon. And this is Venture Beyond. And she comes out in 8 days. So we're panicking, but it's fine.
You're almost down to the final week.
Dude, it's like already crazy. Bye, Trevor. Trevor was like putting on snow gear that whole time. And I was like, this is so loud. And I was like, amazing. It's so cold here, but he like does maintenance, so he's always outside, so he had to put his warm stuff on anyway. Yeah, when it stopped being 10 days and is now a single digit, I was like, oh my god, like this is so soon. Like I'm freaking out. It's about to be a week. So yeah. I'm currently working on the third book. I have Cody, you'll be proud. I have been
Oh,
writing when not
oh,
vlogging or sprinting.
I am so proud of you.
I don't know who she is, but I'm loving it. I'm like 7,300 words into this draft, so
Okay.
definitely
Love
still
that.
like the beginning phases of it. But we just hit the catalyst, and I'm like
Oh,
about to write a confrontation, Cody, that I think. what I think you know what I'm talking about because I told you everything. But
Oh no, which confrontation is it? There's a couple that we've talked about.
okay, this is the first one. Initially, this
Private.
is the crazy, like when things start moving in the plot and people get separated and it gets
Oh,
crazy.
it's been so long since we've talked about it. It's like
Okay,
slipping me.
well, I'll have
So
to put
send
it
me the
back.
2 characters' names in the private chat, and I'll be like, oh,
Okay,
or just like a gist, and I'll be like, I get it, I'm with it.
So
But
that's where I'm at right now. And I think I'm just gonna try. I'm like midway through this chapter, so I think I'm gonna try to finish this chapter up. And then I've been doing like a daily writing like prompt thing that I'm trying to start to do in 2025, so I can actually write even if I'm not working on the book. So I want to get that done, and then I made a mock cover for the third book because I'm gonna spill the beans on the title on the 22nd. So I made that. So yeah,
love
I'm a
that. Does it? I
little
mean,
bit.
does it look similar to the other books, or is it just
It
like a bare
does.
bones?
It's it has the elements to it for sure, but there's like I have like a centerpiece in each book, like the
Yeah.
mirror and then the crown. And I know what the centerpiece for the third book is gonna be, but I am not that skilled at Photoshop. So I know it's gonna take me like a grueling couple weeks to figure it out, but
Yeah.
I do know what it's gonna
Ooh,
look like.
what is
So
it? What's the item? Is it a spoiler?
no, not necessarily. My goal
If you
my
don't want to
goal
share it, that's you don't have to.
yeah. I won't.
Okay.
I want it to be a total surprise. I'll tell you later,
Okay.
but
Okay.
everyone else.
Exclusive. Love that for me. But I mean, for everyone in the chat, I think you're announcing it what on the 20th?
22nd. Yeah.
22nd. I was
On
close.
that Wednesday video.
The 20th is our thing. That's
Yeah.
it. That's that thing. Yeah. Okay. So many fun things coming up this month. I love it so
Yeah.
much. But yeah, let us know what you're going to be working on down in the chat. If you're at work, if you're at home, whatever you're doing, we're here to be productive and do some things. And yeah, I'm so excited to finally submit this book. I feel like I've been like pulling this poor editor along on a string because like I didn't know what I was doing going into my first, full set of
Yeah.
revising a book. And so we changed the timeline so many times, but finally, whenever I was like, I kind of had like a grasp on it. I was like, look, January 10th, no matter what happens, I'm submitting a document to you on January
Yeah.
10th. And he was like, no worries. I totally understand. Looking forward to it, all this stuff. And it's set in stone. Like I've already made my down payment for today. So,
Yeah.
like it's happening.
That's what I did
So
below, where that was my first thing that I'd ever done. And I just told the editor a day, and it was like 2 weeks away. And I was like, wait, I'm not ready. And I just like had to do it so fast. But
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to send it to him until I knew that
It was what you
the story
Yeah.
itself was where it needed to be to receive line critiques, because the developmental stuff had to be fixed and addressed, and I think I did it. There might be a couple small little tweaks, details here and there that I'll need to add it through as I go through the line editing and I'm reading through it and I'm looking at it really really closely, but it's down to like a sentence here and there kind of thing.
Yeah.
And not like rewriting chapters and adding new scenes, taking away scenes. Like we're at that point. We're getting down to the sentence level. And so I was like, okay, it's time. Let's go ahead and get the line stuff done so I can like be fixing that stuff while I'm, doing these very, very small little tweaks here and there. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm here to watch and enjoy the vibes till I have to take my kids to homeschool group. Love that. We love the vibes. Lottie is currently submitting poetry and working on short story. Work from home all at the same time. We love it. We love a multitasking queen. Yes. Actually working today, or maybe I'll take a break and write instead. Ooh, Hannah's revising draft 2. Working on a short story for the competition already talked about. Oh, that's so fun. One of these days I wanna enter like a short story contest just to flex the skill of writing a short story because I haven't written one in years. And so I just think it'd be good practice, especially for it's always good for authors to practice getting across a plot in a more concise fashion, just because
Yeah.
we all have to write book blurbs eventually, and which is where you put like your whole book's plot in like two
Yeah.
paragraphs.
That's right.
So yeah, so I feel like it's a good little practice.
Duchess! The little baby kitty is right there. Oh my
Oh yes, Duchess is here. She's here for everyone to say hello and to perceive her.
god.
Good morning, Miley. Welcome. Short story is for a hopeful antho collection called Mothman Goes West, and
Ooh.
I get to invent a cryptid. Oh,
That's
that
very
sounds
fun.
so
Oh my
fun.
god.
I love me a cryptid. I was actually just watching. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show Face Off. It's about
No.
all these like people that do like makeup design and stuff like that for like movies and things. So like, there's
Oh.
prosthetics and body paint and all these cool things. And they had to, for one of their challenges, they had to like design a cryptid. For for the finale, it was like for like part one of their challenge was designing a cryptid based on this like legend lore or whatever. And
Yeah.
then they had to immediately turn around in part two of the challenge and create a character that would be like its enemy, and it has some sort of ability that helps it take down the other cryptid, like to fight it off or
That's
whatever. It
sick.
was so
Oh
cool.
my
Like
god.
love it, love it. So if you're interested at all in like any kind of like,
Let
special
me write
effects,
that down.
makeup, stuff like that, Face Off, and then also Glow Up, they do special effects stuff on there. I love, like, I don't wear makeup ever unless I'm like, doing theater stuff, but I
Yeah.
just have always been just so like
It's so cool. Like it's a
fascinated.
skill. It's a
Yeah,
talent
like it's
for
so
sure.
cool. Like,
They're
and
artists.
people on TikTok doing like, like around Halloween time, all the fun like prosthetics,
Yeah.
makeup looks. It's so cool to me. Like it's literal art. Like it is. Like I
That's
love
so
it so
sick.
much. I'm gonna get some D&D prep done. Love that. Lottie knows about Face Off. It's so good. It's so good. One of my faves. Spoilers abound. Oh, my cryptid is called Lootfall, which is a bat-faced rodent that is the size of a small horse. That sounds terrifying.
Terrifying. Yep.
Terrifying.
Wow.
But I love it. Like I can't. That's so fun. I
Yeah.
love that so much. Oh, all right. Well, this is going to be so much fun. Let's. What do you say we jump into our first sprint? Let's do the
Let's
thing. We've been
do
live for
it.
13 whole minutes. I feel it is
Woo!
time. Alrighty, everyone. 25 minutes are on the clock. We're going to go ahead and get started with our first sprint. Let me scoot us on down here. And yeah, we will see you in 25. Best of luck and happy riding. All right, we did it. How'd you do, Taylor?
I did great. I got 581 words in my like daily thing that I'm doing. And I wrote it
Okay.
from a character's POV, and it's so depressing and sad, but I love it.
We love that. We love that.
Oh,
Hi, Natalie. Got times mixed up, but she's
hey!
here. Welcome. So happy to have you here. Oops, a bit late to the sprint, but going to be doing some brainstorming and developing my magic system for my whip. Love that. Well, we still have 2 more sprints left, so there's still plenty of time for
Oh,
all the creativity. Hello, Felicity. Welcome. Glad you could make it. Alyssa, I was talking about you at the beginning of the stream.
it
Hope we're doing
was.
more sprint because your girl needs some motivation. Yes, we have at least 2 sprints left, so don't you worry. Don't you worry, friend. This is the first sprint we've done. Oh, yep. Thank you, Miley, for the update, updating everybody. Hello, Laura. Just finished a 3-volume manga series. Ooh, fun. I used to read so much manga whenever I was in like high school and stuff, but I just have not read one in a long time. So if anyone has like any like recommendations for a good manga series, let me know. I might dive into it. 98 glorious words. Love that for you, Ian. Made tea, pull all my notes out, but no writing done. Hey, prep is just as important as the writing. And also, drop your beverage of choice. I'm drinking coffee in my graveyard shift mug.
Coffee.
So, cheers if you're drinking the coffee. Not Alyssa calling me the name of one of her characters in the book. In her book. Yeah, too deep in the revisions.
That's amazing.
So basically what you're saying is Cal is based off of me. Is that what we're saying? Did you just expose yourself
I think
to
that's
the
what we're saying.
internet?
That's what we're saying.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's so funny. Ooh, Kenyan black tea with brown sugar. That sounds delicious.
Oh, good. Oh my
Felicity
gosh.
has some Irish tea. Uh-oh, dot, dot, dot. Oh, Natalie got 0 words but made 45 cookies.
Woo! Go, Natalie.
Period, period, period. She said, no. I already knew. I'm nothing like Cal. I've read her book, so I know that I am nothing like Cal. Ooh, if you want an old school sci-fi Lord of the Flies, might I recommend the manga The Drifting Classroom?
In classroom.
I'm gonna add that to my notes
I know.
immediately.
Let me. I have a space in my manuscript that's just whenever we're chatting, I just am putting everything there. The drifting.
Hello? Did my phone just like kaput?
Uh-oh.
That's kind of rude. Maybe if I try to do a little factory reset. If we see an apple, then my phone is not dead. But if we do not see an apple, then I am confusion. So only time will tell.
I'll text it to you if you forget.
Yeah. Well, if it's not gonna. Did it die? Is it dead? I charged it.
Huh.
Weird. Anyway, that'll be something that I'll figure out. Not right now. Having homemade mocha, love that. Vamika has some water. Okay, because my phone's done this before, where it just like wouldn't wake up and do anything, and I don't know. So maybe they are just trying to brick my phone so that I have to get a new one. Because you know what? I've almost got this phone paid off. That would make sense. Conspiracy theory. Once you get the phone close to paid off, they're like, we're gonna break it.
Yeah.
Also, there's a documentary on Netflix. I can't remember what it was called, but it's just all about how like consumerism has like consumed our society, and like how we're basically just there's an apple, and how we're basically like destroying the planet with all of the things that we overproduce. Like there's one that's they're all based on like different things. So like one of them's based on like technology, like phones and things. Hello, Slocus, we did not ask you to talk like that. That was rude. Um, but it's based on like, so one of them has like the technology and how it, where do they all go. One of them had to deal with like articles of clothing, how we make like just the human population of the world, we make like 5 times that amount of clothing every year.
Jeez.
Like, I mean, if you think about every article of clothing made by
Yeah.
every fashion brand, no one's buying one article of clothing from every fashion brand, so it just ends up getting like dumped. And
Yeah.
it was very sad to watch. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
but
That's why
like it's one of those things where like you see the system, but like how do you
yeah.
we as people don't really have the power to fix
It's like the only thing
that.
that I know I can do is basically everything I own is thrifted. So like I just try to go to like I literally don't try to buy, oh my gosh, not the bingo card.
I know. Well, I guess my phone is updating because now it has like the little line. So
Yeah,
maybe it's
that
just
must
doing
be
an
it.
update.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to buy everything like secondhand if I can, just because I know like they're good quality things, you know? So no, that's definitely another one.
I always say that. That's a problem for not right now, Cody,
Future
or
Cody.
tomorrow, Cody, or whatever. Yes, that is
Yeah.
very true. Question. Who is your favorite side character in your current whip? I already know the answer for yours because they're also my favorite side character in your book. But my favorite side character in my book, her name is Deborah, Debbie, whatever you want to call her. She's not really, particular about it. She is a quirky old woman who always wears like matching suits, like super large, like quirky looking glasses. Like she's
Oh,
basically like Miss Frizzle at like 70 years old.
oh, love.
And I love her. She is a
Yeah.
queen. See, Alyssa knows. She knows about Debbie.
Debbie.
I love Debbie. She is a queen in my eyes. She's perfect in every way. And I'm sad that she's literally only in like 2 chapters, but it's fine because she's just a fun, cute, quirky little side character. But I love her so much. Sometimes I end up loving side characters more than I love some of my main characters, just because I
Yeah.
always make my side characters so quirky, and I try to
Yeah.
make my main characters feel more real. I
Mhm.
guess just to kind of have that like differentiation of like character versus caricature.
Yeah.
And the characters that aren't the heavy hitters, I let them be more caricatures just because
Mhm.
you don't get to spend a
Yeah.
lot of time with them. So like, why not?
Yeah.
I do secondhand too. I also seasonal clothing spots in the community, and they're super fun. Makes fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's amazing.
All right, so who's your favorite character, Taylor?
Okay, I'm torn. There's 2 side characters I really love. One is the love interest of Venture Beyond, just because he's
Leo?
no.
Oh, Venture Beyond.
Beyond.
Sorry, Below and
You
Beyond. My
said
bad.
Leo?
My bad. I was like, I was
You're
ready
like,
to
no.
fight.
We're
Hold
gonna
on,
start
wait. Let me think
scrapping
about
again.
the love interest.
Alex.
Oh, Alex. Yeah, I stand Alex. I fuck with him.
That man.
I just said a bad word. I'm
But
sorry,
then,
y'all.
but then I also really love Thane. I think he's like very fun to write. Like I find him very interesting.
Is he the one that escorts them when they get to the certain kingdom? Is that
No.
Thane, or who am I thinking of?
Thane is like a part of their little found family. He like goes
Oh,
with
you're
them.
right. You're right. Okay,
Thane.
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 It's been like a month since I've read it, and like I
Yeah.
read it so quickly and just gave all my feedback.
Yeah.
So, Thane.
I love Thane. I think he's just fun to write because he's very sassy too, and like he's got a very dark past. He's got a lot of things going on with him. I don't know what it is with me and men that have mysterious like secret pasts. I don't know, but I love Thane. He's very fun.
Yeah.
And then Rolf, of course. Everybody loves Rolf. I love Rolf.
Until the day I die. If you kill him in book 3, I will not be well.
Anyway, so I'm really thinking though.
Taylor, no, don't. Well, I was like, don't say that, but don't not say anything.
So I'm thinking though, in the prequel, he will be more involved too. So because he's definitely tied in.
Please give him some spotlight.
So I feel like, yeah, that would be so much fun to like, especially it'll be younger Rolf. So it'll be like a how he got there,
Oh, I love that.
I love Rolf. He's actually a big softie, and he just had to be.
I knew he was. That's why I love him so much. Like he's one of those that's like, because he's a pirate, so he has to be all like whatever.
Yeah.
But
and he's
so
huge.
sweet.
He's like in my head like 6'9". Like he's this huge dude. Like he's just like,
but he's a sweetheart.
but he's so sweet. He's misunderstood. He's been through a
Yes.
lot. We love Rolf.
I love Rolf with my whole heart, and I will be a stan of Rolf until the day I die. So, or the day he dies, I guess. Who knows when that'll be, or if it'll be. We'll see.
Who knows?
But I'm rooting for him, and I will scream and cry if he dies, but it's fine. I just finished Fourth Wing and don't want to think about Found Family right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Fourth Wing, there's a specific character that really
I bawled my
hurt.
eyes.
Oh, I'm literally wearing my Fourth Wing shirt. Onyx Storm comes out in like a couple weeks. Who's excited? I'm excited. But also not excited to find out what happens because if you've read what's the second book? Iron Flame. If you've read Iron Flame and you know how it ends, I'm not ready to figure out what happens after the moments at the end of Iron Flame because oh my gosh, it was just so much happened. So much happened in those last few chapters that we have yet to have like some sort of like resolution to. So I know Onyx Storm is going to hurt me. I know it is. Yeah. But it's fine. And also I want to know what Violet's second signet is because allegedly, according to the author, it's been hinted in the first two books. And I have not figured out what it is. So we shall see. The end of Iron Flame is absolutely worse. Have you read it, Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, so the whole thing with the rock and that final moment of a certain yeah. So if you thought Fourth Wing was hard, was rough, Iron Flame will hurt. It will hurt. Just going ahead and letting you know that right now. Scared to continue reading. Don't be scared because it's so like the story is so well like people crap on it all the time and talk about how like it's just like it's so like whatever, so annoying, the writing is so like bad, blah blah.
You just have to let it be
not
what it is.
Yeah, you have to accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
And if you understand that you're reading from the perspective of a 20-year-old, 20-year-olds, sometimes can be annoying. I was annoying when I was 20. I'm sure if I went back in time and met myself at 20 years old, I'd probably hit myself, okay? And be like, get it together. Just stop talking. Just it's okay. You don't have to say anything. But anyway, so that's that. That's the tea on Fourth Wing Iron Flame. I love it. And just the plot and just how I feel like we've only scratched the surface of the things that we know. And just all the little clues that you get at the top of each chapter from the Book of Brennan and all this stuff. Like, it was very well done. Very well organized and thought out. And like, I'm believing everything that's happening. There's not like any suspended belief where I'm just like, you kind of just like wrote yourself out of a plot hole with that. But I'm just enjoying it. It's a fun read. I don't have to think about it too hard. And it's great. Sometimes you just have to accept the writing was written that way for a specific audience or genre. I do love more literary books, but sometimes it just is what it is. I agree. Exactly. See, I am a person who I can appreciate literary writing, but when I sit down to read, I want it to be something that my brain can literally turn off, go on a fun journey, fun ride with some characters that I am already like, emotionally attached to. Yeah. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the most beautiful prose out there because honestly, that sometimes turns me off from a book because if I have to think too hard about what I'm actually reading and comprehending it, then I'm most likely going to just like stop reading it and not finish it.
Yeah. I go through waves where I'll be like right now I'm definitely in my like classics literary fiction era and I'm embracing it and like it's just working for me. But there's definitely times where I'm like, I just want like a cheesy rom-com to like kick my feet and have a good time. And then even like with Fourth Wing, I feel like you just have to know what it is when you're going into it. And like I actually really enjoyed Fourth Wing, like a lot of it, and Iron Flame I liked a little bit less because I was getting super sick and tired of the conflict between the
miscommunication trope is my least favorite part of the story. But again, every trope is not written for every person. And so
Exactly.
if that's the only thing that I'm like having qualms with, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Because like the writing, it's fun, the story is fun, the adventure,
The
the
world
action that
building,
happens.
the
Yes.
dragons.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the
I
dragons.
love dragons.
I would I would go to war for Andarna and Taryn. I
Yes.
really would.
Yes.
They are literally grumpy sunshine. Except now, well, Andarna's kind of in her teenage years, so she's kind of
Yeah.
sassy, but
She is.
we still love her. We still stand.
Mhm.
But anyway, but I like this, what Miley said. People need to be able to engage with art where it is instead of imposing their expectations. I
Yeah.
agree 100%
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, the book you're writing, the piece of art that someone creates, it's a reflection of you and you
Mhm.
sharing parts of yourself through this fictionalized world and these fictionalized characters. And everyone's experience
Yeah.
in life is different, so everyone's writing and everyone's style is going to
And it
be
may not.
slightly
Yeah. It's
different.
not gonna be for everyone.
So yeah, like it's just
Uh,
it's and also I've noticed this conversation happening a lot around social media as well. Like
mhm.
people, like for example, I've mentioned it before, but Brittany Broski, she does her podcast and talking about how like, people sometimes feel like they have to be a part of every single conversation, even if that conversation does not apply to them.
Yeah.
And for example, scrolling on TikTok and you see a recipe that includes about, like right now, my TikTok is all
Mhm.
sourdough starters and all that kind of stuff. And I might be wanting to eventually start a sourdough journey. We'll see. But
Ooh.
that's just kind of like been my For You page at this time. And I'll go through on some of the comments and people being like, ew, I'm gluten free, can't eat that, sorry. And I'm like, why did you even take the time to comment? Like, this person is
Yeah.
making bread content for people that enjoy watching people make bread. Like
Yeah.
that's what they're here for. If you don't eat bread, if you don't like bread, if you're gluten free, if you're this or
Yeah.
that, if whatever, if you don't aren't able to do anything, just keep scrolling. It's not this
Yeah.
content is not intended for you. That's
Like
that's
I feel
that's
like a
all it
big
is.
part of it is maturity and knowing like
Hmm.
what spaces you should be communicating like how you're feeling about stuff, but then also like when you just shouldn't say something and when it's like not necessary and there's no point in it.
Yeah,
That's I think a big maturity thing.
yeah,
And
and
yeah,
just knowing this people engaging
yeah,
in with content, and nowadays it's so easy because everything in our world now seems to be individually curated, like on the internet, because they know about the things we're looking at, the things we're thinking about purchasing. They put ads up that we would be interested, that we would click on. Like everything when you log onto the internet is curated to you as a person. And so that has almost like that expectation has almost carried over into content creation, where people think
yeah,
that every piece of content on the internet is curated for them, everything that comes across their page is curated for them, when that's not the case. And I feel like we've kind of lost a little bit of what content creation is. And yeah, that's my
mhm.
rant, my ramble. That was that. Yes, not everything requires input. Bean soup dilemma. I was literally watching someone talk about this. I'd never heard of bean soup dilemma. I was literally watching it last night, where someone was like going off about doing the exact thing that I just was ranting
Yeah,
about, and was like, you are just like causing drama, and it's not necessary, like you're whatever, blah 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 blah. But she mentioned bean soup dilemma and I was like, I'd never heard of that. So so where it's where people assume the worst of people.
yeah.
Yeah, we are speaking straight facts. We took y'all to church, content
To
creation
make it
church.
to make it positive though, I do feel like a lot of the TikToks that I get to see on the internet are also very supportive and loving and kind, and like there's both to it, like where sometimes people are the absolute worst and then it's balanced with people that are so sweet and kind and considerate. So it's like yeah.
Yeah. But also for anyone that might be in the chat that is considering making content creation, and perhaps that is one of your fears, please don't let that be the
Yeah.
deciding factor of whether you decide to create content or not. Just post the things that make you happy, make the videos that
You'll
make you
find your
happy, that
people.
you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
and your people will find you.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be the occasional beep 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 that will pop into your comments and say the most stupid thing. Like, for example, for one of mine, someone I guess was making a comment on my my sassiness and was basically, implying that I was acting gay. I'm like, dude, I am. Like,
The way
that's
I
who I
just got
am.
filled with rage right now.
Yeah. And so
Woohoo!
I just, I promptly responded with an emoji doing this because I have no shame in my game. I don't care. I know who I am. I love who
Ah,
I am. And if y'all don't like it, if
that's
people
the
on the internet
thing.
don't like
And
it,
like
keep
just
scrolling.
it's so baffling to me how like being genuine and authentic can come across as like, oh, they're putting on a show or like putting on a front. I'm like, no, if like literally you were hanging out with me in person, this is what I would be like. Like this is
Yes.
who I
Like,
am.
this is who
And
I
like
am as a person. Like, I'm
yeah,
not
and
trying to
it's like,
change who I am.
do I have to try to like structure myself a little bit more because I'm talking to a mass of people? It's like, of
Yeah.
course, but this is still like who I am. So then, oh, that makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. But
anyway,
it is what it is. People are gonna hate, and you just kind of have to, what's Jinx Monsoon's phrase? Water off a duck's back. Just let it roll
yeah,
off your back.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, that person doesn't know anything about you. They don't care to know about you. They're just there to be mean and bring you down because they
yeah,
wish they were doing the thing that you're doing.
yeah.
So
And
just
the love
keep on
is
shining, babes.
and like the love, especially here on YouTube and stuff, so outweighs the hate. Like
Oh, it's so much.
I get a handful of weird comments and stuff, but for the
Yeah.
majority, it's just that like everybody that's joining Book Talk and like or BookTube and AuthorTube, I'm like, you guys, it's literally the most friendly space on the internet. Like, do it. Like, I love these people so much. It
Yeah.
just yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
outweighs all of the bad garbage of
Very much so. It's
people.
very much giving that meme of the woman who bought a Marie Callender's pie and baked it for too long and she burnt it. And she was like, thanks, Marie Callender's, for ruining Christmas. And I'm like, girl, that you are
That
basically
was
just
you. That was
she
user
ruined
error.
Christmas, but she was trying to point the finger somewhere else. So that you know what that's the end of that conversation. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming to our TED Talk about being content creators here on the internet. But what do you say we do another sprint?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do
Woo!
another sprint. Hopefully, this will be the 25-minute sprint where I finish the
Finish.
rewrites and I can start, getting the document transferred from Google Docs to like a Word file. So, fingers crossed, everyone, and we'll see you in 25 minutes.
Woo! Hey, 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 hey.
We did it. How'd it go for you?
Good. I got 637 in the book this time.
Nice, nice. I think I finished draft 4.
You think you did it? What does that mean? You could do
No,
it?
I did it. Like it happened. Which is crazy and wild. So now this last sprint will be me formatting it all to the final document and submitting it.
Oh my
You want me to
God.
share the last line of what I wrote?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is the last line of the penultimate chapter. There's still a fun little epilogue. So I had to give you this sweet little soft moment. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the last paragraph of Logan's, POV, Logan's story. Are you ready?
Yes.
I shoved my arms into my dad's blue sweater, the same sweater he wore as he wrote stories of his own. I zip it up, the fabric enveloping me in a warm embrace. Looking around the table one last time, I take a deep breath and I start writing. Oh my gosh. And then I just shatter everyone's heart in the next chapter, but it's fine.
I cannot wait to read it because, guys, I don't know anything. Like, I know nothing.
They're so, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, so excited. Oh, oh my gosh, the chat really
It's going
popped
crazy. Yes.
Holy crap.
They're so excited.
Can't hit right now, sad, but y'all are keeping me company while I work. Hi, Joy. So glad we can keep you company. You guys. Oh, you did it, Joe.
You did
Oh,
it.
thank y'all so much. Oh, I'm so excited. This is
Oh my gosh.
crazy and wild to me. Like, this is about to be in the hands of a professional, which is kind of scary. Because I'm just like, oh Lord, is he just gonna rip it to shreds? Like,
no.
see, this is how I feel. Like, I'm gonna get the email back from him at the end of the month. I'm just gonna be looking at it like this. But I know that all of the notes that he makes is gonna make the writing itself better. So I know that, and I know that that's gonna be his main focus. He's not focusing on anything developmental. So everything is just gonna be fixing like clunky lines, making things, a little better. He's going to maybe point out some things where I could add a little more description, which I'm excited about because those things will inherently make the story better. But I did send him a message because the way that they do it, it's like, so like a rate per 1,000 words or whatever.
Yeah.
And originally, whenever we did the, I told him it was around, I was sticking around the 60,000 mark, but the final word count for at least this draft is like almost 63,000. So I was like, do we need to update, the contract or whatever before I submit it, or can I go ahead and submit it? Let me know. So I sent that over to him while we were on the stream. So yeah, now I'm just going to wait for a response from him and then submit the thing, do the thing.
Oh my gosh.
Which is so cool and crazy and wild.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Let me fix my banner because we're yapping for a minute. Wow. We did the thing, y'all. We did the thing. We finished draft 4 right in time on the deadline, but we did it.
Yeah, you did. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, this is so exciting. And we're doing something really cute. So to celebrate, originally, Clark and I were gonna have like a little like date night to celebrate. We're gonna go get like some sushi, some sake, just be like, oh, we did the thing,
Yeah.
But obviously, because of the snowstorm, the roads are covered in snow and ice, and so we prepared, and we're going to be having a little stay-at-home date night. We got us some like steaks to cook. We got some like we're gonna like roast some like fresh green beans. We're gonna make some like baked potatoes. We have a whole key lime pie in the fridge, like our favorite brand of key lime pie.
Oh my god.
For like desserts. It's like we planned like a whole fancy date night for ourselves, and even though we're going to be dressed in like comfy clothes because we're at home and it's cold. But yeah, I'm super excited. Super excited. Little celebration. And my mom, y'all, I gotta just gush about my mom. I love that woman with my whole heart. She is I'm a mama's boy through and through. And I was just talking to her. She was texting me last night and was like, "Hey, y'all, are y'all prepared for the snowstorm, all that stuff? Do you have everything you need?" And I was like, "Yeah, we got some groceries and stuff, whatever." And she sent me this. I don't know if you can read it. It's very blurry.
Oh,
This was like, "You are enough, not if, not someday, no conditions, no exceptions, not should be, not would be, not could be. You are." And then she said, "As you take in the day and submit your first book," and in parentheses, "holy moly, what an accomplishment. You are more than enough and then some. I'm so very proud of you and love you more than you will ever know."
stop.
So I
Stop.
woke up and immediately cried. So it's fine.
That
But
is so sweet. Oh my God.
I love my mom with my whole heart, and she's so proud. She don't even read, but she's just like so excited. And whenever
Yeah.
I even like started drafting this book, I was like telling them the plot like as it was in my head at the time, which it has changed since then. But the big plot points are still the same. And the whole time, but both her and my dad were just like this. Like I don't know how your brain came up with all of that. Like that's like how did our two brains collectively come together
Oh,
like your brain? Like that's crazy. And they
yeah.
were just like, just gushing and saying like when it becomes a Netflix series and when it does all
Oh,
this. And I'm like, Mom, this is my first book. I highly doubt that will happen. If it does, fantastic. I'm not going
yeah.
to say no when opportunity comes
Yeah.
knocking. But they were just, they've been so supportive since day one. And anytime I go over to their house, they're asking me like how it's going, like what phase am I in, like they don't know
Oh,
anything about writing a book or publishing a book or anything like that, but they're just, they're so invested. And
yeah.
Clark, he was talking to me yesterday, was talking about how excited he is to read it. And it's crazy to me thinking that he gets to read the final version of my book this year. Like
Yeah.
this year it's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been a very warm and cozy, fuzzy time in my writing process right now. And I'm taking it all in and enjoying it
Yeah.
because I know that, it won't last forever because there's always going to be another book, another book, another book. I have too many ideas in my brain. But like it's just, stopping and
Yeah.
enjoying. Look how far we've come,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great just to be all reflective and junk. We have a question. Have you guys ever taken an editing course? If not, would you ever in the future? So I have not taken an editing course. All of the editing things that I've learned has been from talking with other writers, and then also in the last, like 6 months or so, I've been doing a lot of like critique work for other writers, and I found that really allowing myself to dive into a story that I know nothing about and offering critiques on it. In doing that, it helped me look for some of those things that I was critiquing in my own work. And so I feel like that process was, it taught me more how to edit myself, like self edit my work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have not actually taken a course on it. I just, listen to other writers because, there's like Lindy Jung, Chris
Mhm.
MF, like they post often like what their process looks like when they're line editing, developmentally editing, stuff like that. So really doing that and engaging with that sort of content has taught me the things to look for. Obviously, I don't know everything because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And, like this process right now, me sending this to my line editor, when I get that back and see all his notes, I'll be able to sort of see like, anything that he's consistently pointing out. So that way in the future, when I'm editing my own work, I know that that's one of my pitfalls and I can look for it and fix it before I send it to a professional editor. So I feel like it's just with repetition, I have learned things to look for
Yeah.
myself that are my common pitfalls and learning from that. So that's kind of that's how I've been learning. What about you, Taylor?
Yeah. I have not taken an editing course. I'm definitely open to it. The only thing that I have to look out for is that I self edit a lot when I write. And like, I am my biggest critic. So I feel like it could be good for me, but it could also be detriment to me in my
Mhm.
writing process. So I'm like, I've always been open to learning more, but I'm already so bad about it. But at the same time, I think if I had like devices that I could actually apply, and be like, oh, I know how to fix it now instead of just seeing what's wrong with it. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm open to it. But I just know myself. And there was a segment of time when I was working on Venture Beyond where I was very like absorbing a lot of like editing content and like figuring out how to go about it correctly. and it paralyzed me. Like every time I
Hmm.
sat down to write, I was like, everything my brain was coming up with in my head had a flaw. And so I just didn't write anything. So I don't want to do that again, but I'm definitely open to obviously learning more about the editing process and even just grammar and like getting better at that type of stuff, to making like a more polished maybe not first draft, but second draft or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's just a little difficult for me sometimes.
I can understand that. I can
Mhm.
understand that for sure. But yeah, editing is tough. But I feel like the more you do it, especially for other people, like, or if you're, thinking critically as you're reading other works,
Yeah.
just the practice of doing that
Hmm.
will you'll innately start to incorporate those things into your writing because you're thinking about
Yeah.
them, you're looking for them. So whenever you go to your own work, you're also going to be, thinking about those things that you looked at in other works that you read. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I've been learning all the things is just by reading critically and yeah, that
Yeah.
there. Yes, it's gonna be a wonderful way to celebrate. I'm so excited about these steaks, y'all. You have no idea. They're currently marinating on the counter
Ooh.
right now because my dad, he's like, typical dad. Whenever I told him I was cooking a steak, he had to find a way to dad me and was like, "Now make sure you let them come up to room temperature before you cook them. That way they stay juicy and all that blah blah blah." And I'm like, "All right, Dad, I got it. I
Yes, sir.
got it. Will do." Like he's gonna be eating any of it.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I'm gonna do what I want. Yeah, I will say truly, I have a wonderful support system, and just in my short time on YouTube, I haven't even been on YouTube for a full year, y'all. Like next year is my full year on YouTube. I've
Wow.
made so many amazing writing friends, which was one of my biggest goals starting YouTube.
Mhm.
And truthfully, even if I don't get a single more subscriber on
Yeah.
YouTube, I've done what I came to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to document this whole
Mhm.
process for the first time and make writing friends. And all of you in the
You did
chat,
both.
Taylor, like all these other friends that you've seen
Yeah.
me go live with, like I'm just so grateful and thankful and blessed, and
Yeah.
truly could not ask for better than what I got. And so yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my mom is always willing to adopt adults. All of my friends have basically become her any of my friends that my mom has met, she thinks of them as like her either her best friend or like they're her
Oh,
bonus daughter, bonus son, whatever.
I
And
love
so yeah, my mom is absolutely accepting any and all adults.
it.
Yes, no love like a mother's love. Couldn't agree more. My mom is a slay. My whole family, my mom and my dad and my brother, he's like he's just so like such a chill person. Like you talk to him and he's like, "Oh, that's cool." Like just the calmest dude.
Yeah.
And but like even if he's really excited about something, you can tell. And so like whenever he was talking about the book, and I took the proof copy that I was writing all up, I took it to our family Christmas this past year, and I went and like showed it to him, and like he was like, "This is so cool! Like this book has your name on it." And I'm like, "I know, I wrote it. Like that's so cool." But yeah, took a proofreading course, kind of regret it because it made me a grammar Nazi even when I'm reading published books. I notice any error and it's like a knife scraping a plate. Oh,
Yeah.
see, and that's part of I think why I don't want to, because I feel like the more you know, the harder it is to
Yeah.
just let yourself be creative and write because you're focused too much on all the rules. So for the first draft, I try to basically shut off all of the rules in my brain and just let myself have fun
Yeah.
because the drafting and the brainstorming and the outlining, all of that is meant to be fun, creative. There's like, there's no stakes at all
Yeah.
attached to it. I don't like to bring in all of the rules and things until I am in a revising head state or
Mhm.
headspace. So, yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
what I do to sort of prevent that.
That's what I'm trying to do right now is shut that off and like cuz it's just so
Yeah.
jarring coming from like such a polished book to then writing not
First
polished,
draft.
and
Yeah.
like cuz again, I really am trying to get this done pretty quickly so that I can know like what's working, what isn't working and stuff. So
Hmm.
it's just yeah, but it is fun. I think I'm finally learning to just embrace it and like be
Hmm.
like, hey, it's okay that this sentence says this word 5,000 times. I'll figure it out later, like
Yes,
whatever,
yes, that is a problem for future
Yeah,
Taylor.
she'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, she's figured it out before. She'll figure
Yeah.
it out again.
Like
You
I see
know.
it now, and I know that future me definitely will, and she'll have a solution, but I do
Yeah.
not. So
And I think what's going to help me in the future when I'm going back to drafting after doing all of this heavy revision on the Ghostwriters Club is I think like when I get to that drafting and I kind of get into my head a little bit, I'll probably open up the finished version of Ghostwriters Club and be like, this is what it will be because I'm looking at all the these beautiful sentences, whatever, and knowing that I was the one that did the work to make them that way.
yeah,
And if I could do it here, it's going to happen again with every book that I write. And
right.
the more I do it, it'll be even better than this book that is finished. So like
Yeah,
keep on keeping on. And it does feel like the more you know, the less you know when it comes to writing, because the more rules are in your head, the harder it is to know what to write, how to write it. Just let yourself do the thing, write the words. You can fix them later.
yeah.
Rather than proofreading, editing one, then more focus on how to use things. Yeah,
I
like
agree.
tools instead,
Yeah,
like as more of a tool instead of a hindrance on your
yeah,
on your writing. But yeah, these are all great questions. Should we do one more like 15-minute sprint?
yeah.
I
I'm
think
done.
that'll be plenty enough time for me to get this thing sent off into where it needs to be. Let's
Yeah,
do the thing.
I'm so
Let me
down.
set the timer for our 15. Do. Focus timer. Boop a doo. That's not what I want.
The locust timer.
Wait, where'd it go? How do I? Oh, it's right here, literally in front of my brain. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. Well, everyone, we've made it to the final sprint. Final 15 minutes. Best of luck to all of you, and we'll see you in 15. Hello.
Hello.
So I haven't done it yet because whenever I went from Google Docs, which is what I was editing this in, and I had it export to like a Word file because it needs to be in a Word file for
Yeah.
per his request. And when I did that, I had to it mess with some formatting stuff. So I ended up just fixing that during the 15 minutes, but it's done. It's saved. The final version is saved. It's about to go off
Ah!
to my freaking editor. I'm gonna scream,
My God.
but it's fine. We're doing great. Let's see. How did everybody else do? Jasmine's at work right now, rip, but this is great background for it. Like I'm in an office without being in an office. I love being on people's streams while I'm at work. It's so fun. And it makes it feel less like work, you know?
Yeah.
So love that we were able to keep you company while you were working. Um, Thank you, Miley. Thank you so much. Leah wrote a grand total of 72 words, period. We love to see it. I mean, I wrote 0 words if it makes you feel better. So during that,
I got 914.
hello?
Yeah.
In 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy, Taylor. You're a mad woman.
This scene is so much fun though. So I'm like,
Oh wait, did
so
you ever reply to the Oh, you did reply to
Yeah.
the message I sent you. So that I can see why that scene would be a fun one to write because there's a lot that happens in that moment.
Yeah.
A lot of shifts in the story, if you will. Charlotte is just joining, working on an outline for a West Coast coming of age. Love that. 181 editing is so slow. It is in fact slow. I thought I was going to finish these rewrites last week, but it's fine. We finished them. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Got some of the recap done from the last session. I have to be ready for a character creation session in a couple hours. Okay, that'll be fun. Glad you were able to get some work done, but that is going to bring us to the end of our stream. Taylor, anything you want to plug before we say goodbye to our friends?
Oh boy. Venture Beyond comes out in 8 days. So
yeah, it does.
The time
yeah, it does.
Hello. I post every Wednesday and Saturday on my channel. Got some fun live streams coming up. Me and Cody are gonna do a collab soon. And
yeah, January 20th. Keep your eyes peeled. We're gonna be filming it this weekend, so so exciting. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled. January 20th on my channel for a fun little author interview podcast moment. It's gonna be a great time.
Yay.
Yeah, everyone is just impressed by your pace during that 15 minutes, which is kind of crazy. 177 got distracted by a suspicious man in the field out back. That is in fact distracting. I would be terrified.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be just a cutesy little celebration interview, and I'm gonna put on my best reporter face and ask all the hard-hitting questions for book 2, Venture Beyond, and maybe get a couple of sneak peek hints for book 3, Venture B. Redacted. But yeah, we'll find out all about that. And yeah, just in time for your birthday. Love that. So yeah, as a lovely little birthday present to you, you get an interview between me and Taylor. Loki going to check for a body. Oh no.
Oh my God.
That'd make for a great story. Just saying. Don't go mad waiting to hear back from the editor, Cody. Posting goes, listen, I already have so many things set up to distract me from thinking about this book anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to open it. I'm not going to allow myself to look at it until I get the document back from my editor. That will be the next time that I look at this story. I'm going to be doing some fun outlining things for not only Project Purple, but I do have another like little mystery thriller idea tinkering around in my brain that I kind of want to outline. It's actually one that I outlined before I got the idea for Project Terms and Conditions. So yeah, we're going to tinker around, have some fun things. I might, you know, because it's going to be 3 weeks before I get this back. It'll be end of January, early February. So, you know, the possibilities are endless. But yeah, I'm just gonna have some fun, take a little pressure off myself, read some books, do catch up on some critique work. If you are interested in having any of your work critiqued, I have a tier on my Patreon to sign up. I'm actually going to be reading Ian's first 10 pages that he sent me of his second book and leaving some critiques on there. So if that interests you, the link is on my YouTube channel. You can send me 10 pages of your work for me to leave any sort of feedback that you're looking for on. So yeah, I'm going to be diving into more other people's works, and
Woo.
that way I will be distracted from
Yeah.
my own. But in the middle of all that, doing some fun, creative, you know, Pinterest board, mood board, might even set up a new Notion for Project Purple. You know, I have so many things I can be doing. Um, and designing fun merch for the Ghostwriters Club, which I've already started on. Taylor got a sneak peek of some of it. So yeah, get excited, everybody. But with all that out of the way, I think we've plugged all the things. Yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Stay
Bye.
safe out there. We
Yes,
love
be
you.
safe. Be safe. We love you, and happy writing. And we'll see you somewhere on the